Well, it's been quite in beautiful game where we are surprised. It's good to not know and just uh, just see the game itself. The future will have other forms of games that will promote human consciousness. So imagine how your system is when you are just having your defenses always fighting to belong towards one victory. So the word of the week is for the scenario, and that is movement. Movement, vitality, force. And for the next week is victory. So that's what defines the goal of whom you are, what you belong, the structure of your movement as such. It doesn't matter if it's a building that has a structure, but it's been built with the analysis of why it's defined to be for that movement and goal, which is the victory. Um, some people that are very uncultured do not understand other sciences and are only based in techniques of movements that are practical, as in sports. But you will also see definitions that brings people together for that final goal of being better. So we've seen the World Cup and Spain won, Argentina. So half of the players were from Barca, and we get to learn a lot because I'm not a person that's watching football all the time, but I have watched my mother watching the Barca because of Messi. Um, she's been living the last years in Spain, Germany, now in Spain again. But Messi's now in Miami. So for some reason, my sister doesn't have that channel to see him, and it's sort of like poofs the energy, the structure of where she was supporting him, and not everybody pays private channel to see the Barca and Messi, and it has these certain channels for Spain as a package of channels. In England, we have people, British people, with the share of Spain going for Spain because Argentina won England, and it's also. And Argentina plays a very good game, but you can see that from a different perspective where I can be wrong, you can be wrong, and we learn how Barca knows very well how Messi plays because they thought him and built him up. So for them, it was better to stay away from Messi if they wanted to keep the ball, not even protecting or defending. So that was their movement, which defined them a way to have more room to strike uh, a goal, just one moment. And it's very easy to talk afterwards and think you know, because it's been already credited with that goal. You are winners. You are all winners. You are all champions. And you all carry your reasons to be world champions. So we all make mistakes and we don't know everything. Yeah. Um, but it's good to it is good to analyze. So inviting analysis, structure, movement, and victory are the words that compose this month. Some people will start talking about victory, of course, because victory more like the scenario. But for me, it's not about football or what happened in the World Cup. All right, for me, it's for the world and how important England is for me. The has the MI6 as the best agents. If you really get to study the intelligence, the secret intelligence behind the politics supporting all these heroes and the reasons of why is heading towards something that matters more than football, but football also has a intelligence form that builds the structure of why England is England. So, it would be great to have a soccer player from Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, and just to name England, United Kingdom, even if it's Ireland wants to play, and Scotland, define for whom they are. That's something that always comes in the battlefield when Spain is playing. Uh, the ladies. Many people from Catalonia don't consider Spain that they will go for Spain. So yeah, well, half of the team is from Barcelona, and they will deny everything and say Spain has invested a lot in Barcelona because it's in the Mediterranean Sea. And I say my mother worked with factories in Barcelona, um, of clothing and design, and they will deny everything. They will deny all the truth. The money that is invested in the ports for the money to enter from the upper north of Spain, from the coast of the Mediterranean. And they are very hardworking, the people of Barca. I lived in Barcelona and I had a boyfriend 6 months from Barcelona. We love each other and we just lived together for 6 months. Um, I, I just had to move on to keep doing money. So um, he really loved the Barca. People in Barcelona watch Barca all day long, listen to the radio, talk about it all the time. So these are the people who created Messi as well. Messi being born with his attributes and the support, unconditional support and sacrifice from their family to be able to dream, to be able to invest beyond themselves, extra time without getting anything back for many years for a little child, toddler, because would be the only chance perhaps um, to believe, not just dream that they were investing. And I believe too he was born with that, Messi. So it was a pleasure to see him lose as a champion, that nobody can take away all everything he is and he has done. And what defines him away from Argentinians in his own team, because he has evolved beyond being Argentinian. But he's a champion. He's not gonna go there fighting and trying to strangle another soccer player after they lost. Yeah, he just lay there in the field. He did his game. He did everything. He has all the medals, honors, and a World Cup as well. So, you know, one way you might think he has betrayed Barcelona and he left, but they gave them the right to fight Argentina even stronger because Messi left. But at the same time, it is good for Barca to honor Spain and that Spain conquer or discover America. Discover America to the rest of the world. And it is good for Americans to understand that sooner or later it would happen by anyone. But these are the stories we tell ourselves and keep on record for what the structure of whom we are. Um, you wouldn't like to see your children put out of a glass protective frame there in the air in a country where violence reigns for any citizen. You have the right to carry guns and pull it off like if it's a piece of bread with tomato. That is humiliating and disrespectful. Only Trump could do something like that and stand there like if he's a serial killer to make you shrink. But even if you pay someone to kill the princess, and let me be suspicious, I have all the rights, because it's going to unveil in the very near future as today. People are going to be talking of all the reasons that we have a map of transparency and how people love to put what the reality in the map without corruption. Whatever Trump wanted to do it or not, to corrupt everything to earn in his mind, delusional mind, to earn as much money he's making business with, including for war, because he's making money from war. He's now thinking, hey, I can make a lot of money out of war. So let's talk about China. Forget all the children that welcome you to China so they can help us because we are too arrogant. And this arrogance is built out of pain and resentment for not being loved and supported and appreciated as we really are, not just for our business or mediations, or us to be put as an enemy when we're really trying to do our best and going back and forth years. And no, even if you pay anyone to kill the lineage, I mean, I would have put my daughters in there and put myself out. Because anything that happens to these two girls, where's the lineage? Lily, wow. If I was Leticia, for example, at least, like, you can see the arrogance there. Um, this is a problem when you have to deal with, and you see how they place their priorities, yeah? But still, even if you get paid to kill these girls, you can't. They're so good. They're not just pretty, they're just such a good people. You don't have the structural analysis to push the trigger or even just go there. Like, you would do it for money, maybe, if you're American. And still, they have won in the name of Europe. Europe, of course, will support Spain after their own team. Um, Many would support Messi because he's guaranteed, right? He's guaranteed. He's such a great player. And the French did all the goals. So, that's the rules of this game. So the victory is the totality of what you are is the final conclusion. So better remember from the beginning to the end. And we can all respond and react in different ways. They gave their life to win. So when you lose, you want to kill somebody or you feel you're dying. When England, for me, England came victorious with their medal. So it's very important to remember to welcome them as champions and keep that energy building. So it covers all the territory of England and if possible Scotland as well and Ireland because I think United Kingdom is greater than England itself and it needs more unity from the side of the Irish to be supported, to have all Ireland as well in a friendly manner so there's no corruption entering from Ireland on their borders and bring more tribute to their people. I think by law, you should have at least half or 80% that's native from its country, and at least until fourth generation as well, because sometimes players will prove to be worthy of being part of England because they're born in England, but at the same time they have inner conflicts, a lot of insults. So I would say the black people are very brave to go beyond critics, and you'll always be criticized for whatever reason. And people will admire you when you're a winner after you have triumphed. Look at Prince Harry saying he would like to be in the skin of Kane, Hurricane, when he was chosen, which Harry would you like to be for one day? Harry Potter, the singer Harry, whatever. He said, King Harry, but on a day that he's winning. And he's like, what an idiot. How dare you respond to that? He thinks he's very smart by saying that, right? Because he's there sitting like a prince of England, earning no rights after betraying his own family, his own people, to bring publicity from United States with the press after what his father wanted him to marry an American to bring more American coverage. You just have to do that, right? And you just want to be there. Just be there for the victory. But you could not be because then it will lose. You need all the training, all the sweat, all the pain, all the force, all the movement in your muscle to discover new ways of playing and understanding other players, teams, how might they change as well. So instead of being closer to the rhythm, is maybe better to keep the afar and keep the ball, understanding different movements. Yeah, because maybe instead of protecting more, it's too dangerous to be so close. So different movements. Yeah. So we're entering to study science, how is to be have a physical awareness where you have all more consciousness behind your neck as well about the moving and how you can move before that. But at the same time, there are other games that are for role playing to virtual reality and for the world to gain more self consciousness for human currency that's leveled by the best players that are young, the new generation that can inspire us from their youth and their vitality and their will to make something better. The old is rotten and painful and has it wants to play also, you know. It wants to play. Other people want to play and put their minds as I would. What do I know? I don't know everything. I can inspire with something and we can inspire each other, but at the end of the day, you are the victorious who created that movement through all your life. No one can take away from you. And some people might share that, the coach that's in the backfield, your relation with the people, your relation with the press, you know, how heroes are created to fight for something that's greater than just England, because England is fighting for the world, believe it or not. And we're in a world where they want fights, they want wars, they want to divide the world with coins, crypto money, and brick, where the dollar wants to destroy the pound through these decades. And people have fantasies of destroying United Nations or any reason to form advocacy for those who need in the world, the tools, the food, an environment where not sex is the only getaway. So they have a lot of kids because they don't have even the mind to stop before getting pregnant to become poorer. And this is a disconnection from the only reality they have to escape away, get away. So it is critical. Enjoy the victory that you have moved. Enjoy it. You need the celebration. You really need 100% positivity. And, you know, people are so happy. So it was so different going to work. It was a relief. We really put our minds into better emotions on what is the reason to win and what is better. Have been losing everything from myself without any gain for 6 years. I have been treated as a stranger and many times as an enemy. Or if I want to be something because I am not, I will curse those who did not give you the right to win, as they did not give me the right to win, to be with my mother and my 2 children. That's all I ask until there is a percentage that can be delivered for the currency for the influencers to create 15% of universal people help the world where it's needed with mansions into villages and influencing as well as learning and practicing role play virtual reality until the regulations are being formed because people can go mentally ill, and you need regulations before bringing it to the public, so there is no fights and it's not more difficult. So it's better to that's it. One of the reasons I came out to share part of the formula, besides wanting to have a lot of money, of course, because I've been raised to fight for a goal, not to risk because there are better people to take from me. I've never believed there are better people than me, but I had the dream to be and become what I wanted to be. So you as well have been promoting yourself to do so. Um, I only want to see victorious as if you are in 2030 throughout every moment with this medal as well, and a practice. There's a lot of people behind you. You carry a matrix that defines England and United Kingdom and the English language. Your brothers from Spain, all the kingdoms from the world. What is has given to the Americas, because we belong part of this history. Even if I come from Africa, my parents, or one of my parents, we start to expand our hearts because of our life experience in this part of the continent, in this land that unifies the structural analysis we've been invited from. And that victory is a movement for us, not just a scenario. So the scenario is your movement that composes you together. And yeah, you will want to be the best player to score, to win more money than other players in your team. So if you're too empathic and pass the ball, you will lose money, right? It's not fair how we are sometimes situated. And they try to put sometimes handsome people because they can be have more coverage in the news and be publicized as England. And you can as well be very handsome and the best player. Uh, But it's from the perspective you look what is beautiful. Yeah. Some people think being a skeleton is beautiful. I don't see it. I don't see it. But many believe that. Yeah. So, and many follow that. Many are vomit to be like that. The perspective of having the support and the coverage, when you are striking so many goals and be put in that position. So, it breaks sometimes to what is team. I myself would be the one that would make every basket in basketball, right? So I would just pass the ball to myself. I don't argue with the teacher if she would just put me in the to play with the boys, because these girls don't even know how to pass the ball or catch it. After 3 months, she understood I was passing the ball to myself on purpose. And nobody noticed I was doing that. I was just playing. Well, a player needs to play. It's not that you're a psychopath and Machiavellic. You think to be smarter than others. Actually, you are, but you can end up being a genius or a criminal against the law, making your law just to have fun. We're born as kids to have fun, and then we make our own rules if they're not listening to us. just to have fun in your inner world. And the teacher found out and she told me, the coach in sports. And I say, yes, of course it's true. I said, I've been waiting for you to find out, to tell you. It was 3, 4 months, I remember well. If I had all the money in the world, I would love to buy all the property that they have stolen because they sold it illegally. And I felt the pain of the director when I came to visit, who was my teacher of language. I was not the best in language, as we call it, lenguaje, that's Spanish. She taught me everything with, she would come close to me and just whisper and tell me like secrets. Uh, so I would write better. I was not good. I was not good a student for being sitting looking at a teacher. Um, she said, if you drove so well, why cannot you write as well? You can. And I just look at her like it's just so boring. It's boring as death itself. I look at her like even if I tried, it's like beyond my nature to be sitting here looking at you. Like it's like having to look at all these people and then trying to make a life out of yourself when you're never gonna make your life. Look at all these people watching football. What if they get their own piece of the cake and make a mansion into a village and stop being tourists? I hate tourists as well. I was judged from the teacher, another teacher, that I was making a copy and I should not be a fraud, that I shouldn't lie because that was a copied picture and all the class started to come around. And so I said, well, just put it on top of the image. And she thought it was not copied. It was similar. It was the same. And she said it was impossible that I would. But like Mozart would just play his music with the support of his teacher, his father. So mm, it was a girl in the bus that told me, and I remember because when we just came to Madrid and we were in an apartment, my mother needed to find for a bigger house and have more security in her new job that she had support to create a new company. And she was very good with business to get other people's money. So we'll go from the bus from Madrid and be there 1 hour or sometimes 35 minutes. And I used to look at this girl's drawing. She would, if I was 7 or 8 that we lost in that place, she would be maybe 10 or 13. And I wish to draw like her. And I remember very well that she said, you can do anything you want if you draw. You you can become that. You can imagine anything you want, and you can be that you want when you draw it. You can make it true in your drawing in that moment. And she said, with practice, of course. So without her coaching that no other teacher gave me to paint, because they just sit you there and tell you what to do. I will invest a lot of time painting and practicing because I really wanted to be that which I was drawing. And my father painted from an early age as well. I'm just saying from me as it is for you. You can be beautiful for some people. You can be in the cover of a magazine and be adored. And maybe you're just adored because you are a good player. And probably the people are not going to find much appealing to buy that magazine. Uh, if you have a person that protect the so much from so many goals to not be goals, there is a very good promotion. uh, it is good to do also dynamic meditation to understand where the air losses and why a team that's scoring so much suddenly loses its from being inflamed, suddenly it just loses that building momentum. So it is good to work in the awareness that because something takes over. Yeah. There's another part of you that takes over because you're half black, half white, and you still have a inner schizophrenia. Many people are insulting you because you're half black or you're black and you don't feel part of this culture really 100%. And you have these conflicts that are political as well from United States, Elon Musk and Trump, because you get affected with immigrants, even if they come illegal. I feel for all the Latin Spanish people from Spain as well. And Italian is part of my heritage and my blood. I might be here, but I understand very well no matter how much the sentiment I feel, and 100% of the British that I am with them 100%, they know I look Spanish, and it could emerge as a betrayal or something, or that I'm against, or they played against me. It doesn't matter if I feel togetherness with them. That is the reality. So, and if my country wins or some ancestor, I will always feel honor for them as well. And I cannot wish them to lose. I can wish for one to win, but it's not that I want them to lose. Yeah. So it's different connotation. You have to understand also how players are built, how a nation is built, what is globalization when you're fighting for the world, all right? Because you have Arab countries fighting for their own religion to take more countries as well and kill more people in Africa, in the media, with their investments. I've been in the Middle East myself working, sending information of how they want to enter through the Spanish to Europe and United States instead of investing on their people. I will love Jafar. Is the only reason I will say his name, even though I have disclosure. I'm not talking about the family I work for in Jordan. He could be a champion football player. He was the best. But rich kids are forbidden to be football players because they say that's for low class. And many kids in my school were in the school of the Prince of Spain. They wanted to be football players. They played so good. There was genius in there. They handled the ball like It was magnetic. When we were watching them, it was like they were just doing jumps in the air. It was magic. And they were together playing, yeah, against each other. There was magic in the air. A lot of pride or happiness to, look at them. So you also have the energy of the woman looking at them, the alpha and the omega, and it does reflect as well. So everything is important to the man dominion and the self-esteem as well. I should never talk about being careful of messy, because then one is putting oneself down, and that's also a mistake. I think the Spanish did not see Messi. They didn't see him because he played in Warsaw, so they had the characteristic like to place him where they want to place him. I really believe the coach. Of course, everybody believing to win, but to watch Kane with his sad lips, like if he's serious, take the reality as something negative to protect from, and just everything around you needs you to spark the victory as well. Kane is very handsome as well. Uh, don't like to call him Harry because Kane was the name of he's a British role player, Kane, and I gave him the kingdom of France. Would you like to be the king of France? I will support you. We never had any sex really. What they like a joke in the private, but um, create a lot of characters around him and welcome many people around him. Kane had in his profile that he was born in France, the character, and he was just an Ethan, a warrior that liked to wander. Those times we play old style, and we would write in Shakespearean style for 5, 7 years. And I remember Kane was loved from all the kingdoms, becoming allies. So no, you don't have to be part of an empire. You're just a friend, an ally. And there were a lot of problems. Many groups. Some groups wanted just for themselves, and just to promote themselves, not stories with other groups. So there are different structures of players and groups as well, whether they're allies or not, and that's also part of the parts of the multiverse in the world. Kane was a gentleman. He was excellent. There was when he showed his real life picture, he lost all the momentum because people were in love with the character of King Kane, and he had that British style to write European, regal, European, gentle, like it was in his nature. And he brought a connotation of the French. So we would share in the private the French style and just really be very celebrative of, because the English know the French very well, the Spanish, because they share the admiration and the hatred as well to be different. The relations that bind them apart to be whom they are, rivals. They've been rivals for not just within Europe, where there's been so many wars, but colonizing, right? That was a conquest to whom would not rule the world, but care for the world. So the Spanish knew very well that as Christians to share uh, as allies to because the English won with the media, and they are gentle. They are kind. They are kind. They knew very well how the war was displayed, the Second World War, but they won with the media and the movies and the mediations they did this business to move investing further, creating with the Americans a dictionary of business. So you bring honor to your allies and friends from the Spanish people, the Spanish people in North America, and what you care to win is the best as well, that you have been supported consciously or unconsciously, is building illusion thanks to Loki. It's a character trait that goes beyond the Roman Empire, and is being honorable within the. So we Spanish don't think to be any lesser, you know. So we are aware of other nations, uh, cannot share the character traits of the Spanish, um, because they are already celebrating their World Cup. Um, I wish you to celebrate as well your World Cup, the cup of victory, the keep sharing, okay, from mythology, not from the Holy Grail, which I'm not really into the Templars. Um, Pretty against the stolen the flag of the Christian to make England and the piracy of the English, which is part of the heritage of their culture, to trek for the Spanish to stop in the back. All right. So there's a lot of that. Yeah, I am at work every time I turn my back and they're just talking in front of me, but uh, uh, they want you to know they're stopping you in the back. So that's a level of believing they're superior. That's a way to win. And my mother taught me that, and I never wanted to be like my mother. And she would say, "You would never win if you don't do that. You have to betray." Um, I was like, she's against my system. I would never want to win in that way. But, we all have many problems in the world. And it is the goodness that binds me together when I go back to work. The goodness in the ladies, that tomorrow is going to be a better day. I'm always wanting to learn from them, to keep calm and carry on, that we're together through this, through good or bad. And when there are bad things going on that we cannot control, like manager. But at the end, is that why we should care? What should we care? Because if the head office doesn't care and the owners don't care, they like to see fighting and suffering, and they don't care about human rights, protecting the values of the store, because they are after millions and billions to have quadrillions and more. And they see you like if you're a pound who is just fighting for seats when there are so many seats for them. They don't respect that you are trying to work to get your children and your basic rights. And this is the reality we are living right now. This is the tissue if you analyze the structure of how you're invited and what forms you, what is it really the movement of your goal? Because they've learned that from many generations, all right? So they believe that those who are supporting them are kings without a castle, and at the end you have to betray them, no matter how good or idealist they are. So you have the credits in history, and most warriors are never known. They will just count their cups. So the cup comes from Olympus. A symbol of keeping Olympus up is the cheering of the cup. So is it constantly being cheered up? Not just for England, for the world. All right, for the whole world to understand how important it is to have a universal coin to cheer up together. That's the goal for the multiverse and the real world to be able to map it. So when you make an agreement where its building is in England and this building will travel around the space, yeah, whenever you make that happen, you have a spaceship that can land or it just floats around the world because it's universal. It's not belong to England. But you can make a boat that's a city in the ocean as well. That's universal. So United Nations building was built in New York City, and now doesn't matter how much money the Rockefeller gave for the building. It was supported by the history of the European kings to form so many script writing, so many mind studying. All those warriors want to be writers now in this life. Because they admire those, they would have wished to be just around books, being part of writing. And nobody wants to die. That's another form of art. We would love to live and die without pain. So to discover other forms of winning, to not use pain as the only portal through God, and extend the Bible to new horizons for what we are building together. This is not the dark arts. You must study science. You ignorant. It's just really insultive when people talk about that without understanding what they're talking about. That you can bring all these words to focus just on the ball. Maybe you may. You're not fighting for a ball only. All right. When you have all your people together and the people that admire the English as well and have sentiment. Emotion is being denied for a reason because you can domesticate people. Yeah, when they just become good servants for your gain. You stop hunting and you have your farm animal there for your gain. So there's a lot of abuse going on in there. And pain has become part of accepting no emotional fields or forms of playing, other forms of playing that are beyond your concrete thought of what is what. There's more of what is what, right? So while Messi could have played so well with his own structure, he was outsmarted by the team who he goes to play for Argentina every 4 years because being born in Argentina, right? But in this game, he's played against Spain for the World Cup. So tell me about, is this a ball or techniques? Yeah. So you never know when you're in a multiverse as well. You are catalyzing or where this thing comes from, what is how it's game, their character traits. Now they have this player, so it's not the same France than when they won the World Cup. And thank you, everyone. This is not to judge everyone, but they are getting the money, they are getting their contracts. Uh, Viewers are being sucked from their energy. Imagine if I just work for me and my family, my beloved. I cannot have a beloved or anything at all. So treason and betrayal keeps being part of. And if you are having a relation with someone that wants to make a believe, I'm like, this is the reality, you don't have to lie. You don't have to lie to anyone, you know. All your studies are just being taken. But one day it's going to be dismantled, the manipulations through the videos that they are doing to people with their algorithms. It is going to be dismantled. How they abuse with the algorithms, as Elon Musk has done as well, by the bullying of his government, because that's how he makes money and business, even though they also abuse him with oil. So if all the world was just working for green energy, but unfortunately, Trump has people from Texas promoting oil and people from the bank system thinking, how is this going to work? What if you put day and night to make green energy for the world? You're not looking at the temperatures. You're not looking at the realities of the rubbish. We still have a lot of general waste, and no one is learning anything. Having me also been treated as general waste. I'm not who I am in a trash mentality where I'm being trashed. Look at this. Look at this. So I think, you can say that you appreciate the influencers that are behind the scenes and give your everyday rituals and events, but you don't give a shit. So, none of you give a shit, and you share that like if it's a secret that you share while you're abusing my life, taking my children away from me and my mother. That's how I'm being paid. One thing is I said use me. Another thing is I didn't say abuse. I'm afraid to leave England because I'm afraid to be killed. Um, There's been 6 people that have died since Trump entered office from his own party, or from it. There's been more, all right? So the he's going to be remembered as a very bad person, all right? Chinese people are not as his painting. The terrorists, this is one person that goes crazy. You will have people going crazy. Doesn't mean it's all the Arab people, the princes, the presidents. These wars have to end. If United Kingdom wants to share the Falkland Islands, so Russia stops this war and shares that part of the land, and Venezuela also has Guyana and becomes as well part of the Commonwealth with Argentina as allies, not as, because they might want to have their own South American caciques or their own political affinity. Venezuela has problems by hating, they have hated the high class, they need a lot of therapy. They need a lot of beautiful people as well from to become high class as well. They It's not that I don't like anyone, because for me they're all low class. Corina Machado, they don't understand what is a country. Uh, they don't understand that a country is composed by many types of people, as this world is. It's difficult. How can you choose? Creativity goes beyond your own, and suddenly, oh, another universe is created. So celebrate it. I was born and live all my life celebrating with my mother and my father and all the people celebrating. And when you are families, that you forgive each other. uh, at least for the children. But some people would just really take everything from you to have the money from the family, no matter of your work, of everything you've done to support them, and they think it's because of them. So the love is still there, but when you need to work and put things together for your children, and you need the strength and the power to continue, but you all is taken out from you. And even God will want you to win, when you will even want to support who is serving the world. And for me, is God would say, you are serving the world as well. The Spanish people also serving the world. The Chinese also serving the world. Russians would like to serve the world and become better people than what they are. They started this war. They're afraid to share narratives that will change the opinion of the Russian people. So, to come to this understanding, it doesn't matter how much I would love Trump to have a universal coin and make the mapping of the tech globe atlas. He will also betray, as the British would to me, instead of sending a letter back, or sending from any source someone to do the mapping to help. He'll just take it to them, no matter how much misery I'm going through. how much misery I'm going through my nerve system. Because my husband tried to my husband had a car accident, so he damaged my arms from his car accident. Shortage of neurons having learned thought, so he could not see the consequences, and the delusion is created from false beliefs to attack me, from fighting against a reality where one is trying to care, one becomes the enemy. That's said by all psychiatrists, all right? Doesn't matter if it was a car accident or if it doesn't have a backbone that is healthy to regenerate and recover from the car accident. The carer, the person that cares, becomes the enemy when you have these reality problems. Normally, it's schizophrenia. The mother of all mental illness is psychosis, a fixed idea that is fighting against other realities. So you have many realities going on beyond your own reality. Yeah? That's how you see an Argentina wanting to strangle a Spanish person because they lost the World Cup. And they already lost. They already lost. But just look at how much you fight for your reality. That you're willing to kill and strangle and fight you in front of all the cameras, all the world watching. Because that you fought for that reality so much. You still want to kill. It embodies how the serial killer is underneath its Argentinian uniform. Because they've been trained to kill and look like not, to reserve that for the ball. And the chess players were with violence in the mind as well. Go study neurology, all right? I'm gonna put your Harry Potter, you know, like you got to talking about dark. What is dark? So well, yes, we're entering into metaphysics as well. These are realities too. You know, you never know what makes champions. Could be someone that's been bullied or someone that has been supported all his life. Through all these realities. The most beautiful is to have been come together to see a game. Um, that's how we live the world today. We love the world to expand and to bring goodness to the world, to bring love to the world, to bring a new life as we let go. I was gonna say let go for this week, the word, because it's already fulfillment to have overcome and just see everything you got as you come home as champions and being celebrated as whom you are, champions, and the energy field is satisfied and willing to fight more than just for a ball. So history matters, of course, what players are willing to do and believe. So you have the right to have the hierarchy you wish to have, to honor the hierarchy you wish to have, however it looks. You have that hierarchy to honor, and it's honoring you back. So hierarchy can love you and hate you sometimes, of course, And that's part also of what you share in the field. So, it's beautiful to see how people pass the ball, and the coach of England is saying, well, it's the comments of the people. So we try also, to play free, but he still has to sell himself because he's being paid for that and he doesn't want to lose his job, which is very smart to self market yourself. That's what also makes you a better player. And you will ask why you have so much money and the other not, and also be grateful for having uh, some sort of support that's uh, we'll take our responsibilities as we can. Yeah. So we're not just players because we like to win. So I'm a player because I love playfulness in the field, not just for me. I can be the best dancer. I can be the best sports. I can be the best in resistance. Resistance for me is a skill that no one has. So I like to share that as well because you can have that from an early age, what you're good at. But while everyone is fading away and getting tired, yeah, you can be the fastest. I was very good skipping as well. Love all that skipping and catching and throwing. Uh, I really love the community when we're all playing as one. That's felt as the highest score, uh, where you love to play to reach the unison as one brain. I think that was just climax already. Um, you have to become selfish when you mature, of course. Some people can't become selfish, so they will never become uh, successful. Others will want to take advantage, and that's a reality that even if your parents make you aware of and give you all the teachings, and probably from past lives. I've been tortured in past life. I have been tortured in past life to be cold, to have no sentiments, to not be manipulated by emotions. I have been tortured beyond your imagination to rule. I have been hang, hanged upside down. I've been tortured to go beyond emotion and always wished to never rule like that. In meditation, it is good to go through all this. Okay, there are other methods that are you already to see the emotional baggage, and it's hardcore meditation. It's not that hardcore. It's done in the dark. So, win or lose, you have to think if you want to win because it's what you say. There are many ways of winning. So, what are you fighting for? Your position? So, that's what you see, yeah? You will see, I want to win because of my position. I don't care if everything goes to ruin. At least I have my position and I am remembered for my position. I don't care if it's just going to what people want to do. That's their problem. And if they win, I will be remembered by what they fought for. Yeah. So when you are working with the multiverse, you have to support a lot of people to win, to create their own groups while maintaining yours. And you become humble and supportive with other characters that don't know who you are. And you're not undercover to betray them. You will betray your own characters so they feel victorious and they fight together to win, to become who they are. Of course, you don't put your main characters to lose, never, because there is a hierarchy. But these characters are supernatural and they belong to nature and they are immortal. And these are rules that are universal and have always existed. So it's good to study science because they belong to the matters, they belong to the universe, they belong to neutrinos, they belong to energy, they belong to frequencies, they belong to the science of the material world, if you are in that world. So you might think why the biggest animals are not killing other animals. Some do, some eat others, in the oceans. They just have to open their mouth and they are there. That's all part of the entity. All their protein becomes part of a greater entity. Um, there are animals that are elephants and my favorite, the other one I cannot pronounce now. But they just, there are a lot of animals to protect in the world, to be able to allow people to map. We have here people killing animals, and they should have a lot of people that investigate in their own countries with the help of universal people that are the best in the world and fair, not unreligious to change anyone's religion, because that has to be noted as well. Just be based for universal laws. I respect United Kingdom. Today, respect the Kingdom of Spain that is supporting you as well to to keep alive for your rights in the face of people that can become friends to the world where they will gain more because it's a multiplying mathematic. So engineers don't know about mathematics. They might pretend to be very smart in their marketing and walk with books. Maybe they're just tweeting all their lives. They're just sales marketing. They are smarter than you. Doesn't mean they are, all right? They are not. So engineers are never going to get this mathematical multiplication, how it works. The bank system can teach how it works so we can get to this final. People of sports will do sports, carry their movement into fruition. So our destiny is a goal together, and I hope to see you there, all right? Peace. Make your piece of the cake and enjoy it. Cheer up nonstop. We will be seeing that and watching that.